What is up, Bruce? Damn. Brewskis. My name is Marco Dupa. That guy right there. Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
What is up, Brewskis?
I swear I haven't been drinking yet. Okay? I had one Bud Light.
Yeah, it's water.
Tonight's brew is from Allagash Brewing Company. It's their haunted house, Hoppy Dark Ale. Mm-hmm. And Obi's going to have a little bit more about that after the break. What's on tap for tonight? We just call this episode a sequel to last week's episode.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. I mean, stories that just keep going.
Yeah.
And we just have to keep commenting on them.
That's true.
Good old Elon continues to roll out ideas.
Yeah.
Strategies.
They're definitely ideas.
They're plans.
Yeah.
They're things. They're stuff.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna continue rollicking along on this rickety old
Twitter ride.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of rolling out, Warzone 2.0 for you Call of Duty heads is coming out soon. But that leaves a question: what's going on with Warzone 1? Mm-hmm. What'll be left back? What's going to change? Are things going to end up like Blizzard with Overwatch, where suddenly like everything is dead in the first version? You can only play the new one. There's been some updates. He
hasn't been drinking either.
No. There's been some updates that you may want to know about.
All that and maybe more, probably not. But join us, friends. Join us.
Yes.
This is episode 372 of the One Beer In podcast. Thank you. Yeah.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
Hello, welcome to Goof Town.
Yeah.
2. It's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Only up from here.
He's a healthy amount ahead. Damn it, man. You got beer all over me, man.
Well, let's clink it up because I'm a thirsty man.
Shout out to Emily, the Allagash rep, who let us have this. And shout out to Steve at Red Light, our boy,
Of course.
friend of the show,
Mm-hmm.
for hooking it up. We had this on draft for a little while, and I was like Homer at the
Moe's.
not at Moe's, when they take the tour at
Duff. Yeah.
and just open the thing up and really enjoyed it. So probably tell it's gonna get a pretty high score for me.
Yeah.
But that's a spoiler.
Mm-hmm. We're not there yet.
So let's get it rocking and rolling, ripping, and another R word. Not that R word.
Hey, calm down. Well, I think it is time for me to talk a little bit more about this beer.
Please do.
As you said, we have the Allagash Haunted House Hoppy Dark Ale. It comes at a 6.66% from Maine with Love. And it has a cold read. And it goes as follows. Cursed by our love of roasty porters, we summon the recipe for Haunted House. Roasted barley and Black Prin's malt cloak. Excuse me.
Okay.
It's the way it's written, okay?
That's fine, man.
Malt cloak this ale in a gravely dark hue. Hopped with Crystal, Nugget, Cascade, and Northern Brewer. Its flavor is filled with hauntingly balanced notes of coffee, malt, and a devilish hint of hops. Brewing for the good of our community, employees, and environment. It's certified B Corporation.
So that's why it's a cold read.
Yes, very cold. Very cold today.
Indeed. All right, kids. Welcome to the One Beer In podcast, the podcast where two brews crack open a brew, and we see where that one brew takes us. As I said, my name is Marco Dupa. That's Adam Obesius Rodriguez. Let's get this bitch going.
Okay.
So, again, we just have to. I think this is just going to be something where we might have to just do like a Elon check-in.
Yeah, he's becoming our new Kanye West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, and he just continues to. I think he's treating Twitter like his own personal playground, his own tech playground. I think he has ideas. I think he has. I mean, he obviously has like a goal in mind.
Sure. Yeah.
Misguided though it may be,
he certainly has intentions.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to lead, but
I get what he's trying to do, I guess, but it's all predicated on like just a weird, like it's not. Ugh, God,
Okay.
So exhausting. Let's talk about what he's done since last week.
sure.
Number one, he rolled out. This was very recently, but he rolled out an official badge for all Twitter accounts that were official. They were
Right.
like businesses, government agencies, brands, things like that. Kind of loosely defined, honestly.
Sure.
Entities, I guess. Official entities.
I think specific people did too.
That's part of the confusion.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be, well, the way that they said it at first was like it was supposed to be like it's a free verification of these certain things, because all these businesses were like, we're not paying $8 a month to
Right.
stay on this website.
Yeah.
To stay to keep a blue check mark.
Well, yeah, and on top of that, a lot of advertisers left and boycotted, and that was an entire controversy because apparently Elon was threatening to sue because it was based on, from his own words, some kind of liberal agenda to smear Twitter and make it a place that's uninhabitable.
The ads? The people who are paying for the
certain
ads?
companies that did have advertising on Twitter at one point pulled out.
And he said that was part of a liberal agenda?
Yeah.
All right.
So take that for what you will.
Okay.
But it seems like he's starting to, and I mean, mind you, this, like we talked about last week, it was also, believe it or not, had a lot to do with what Elon was saying on Twitter at the time.
Yeah.
And what he was sharing, and a lot of misinformation, and antagonizing people.
Yeah.
In a way that is like really unattractive to businesses that are trying to make money on the platform.
Nobody wants to see the CEO getting into Twitter beef.
Right. In the muck.
Like, you're supposed to be above that now. You didn't see Jack going after people personally.
Well, he would never. He's a sweetheart. But, the thing is, I think that's what he's going for now. I think this is like not a new side of Elon, but one that he's trying to leverage more than he ever has, which is, I'm a man of the people. I'm this free speech advocate. I am the champion of the little man.
Yeah, well, he's only emboldened by the Elon stands.
Yeah.
That
Well,
just...
and it's even more than that, because he's very clearly going for a very specific political background with saying these kind of things.
Yeah.
He says he's independent, and that's neither here nor there, but he told people to vote Republican, or conservative, I should say.
Yeah.
Also saying before that he wants Twitter to be this like apolitical thing that's above it all and just stands for truth and justice and the American way.
So hopefully you guys can see the issue there, but for the CEO of the company to say he wants his website to be the truth, justice, and the American way website, then to turn around and be like, but also you guys should probably vote Republican, is a conflict of interest. Also, that tweet where he tells people to vote Republican is so fucking asinine. Vote however you want to vote. I'm not telling people how to vote, but the idea that we will get more done if you split the House and the presidency is so fucking stupid.
Sure.
Like, if you're a Republican, obviously you want a Republican majority. You and vice versa. Like, I don't care about your political leanings, but if you want things done in the way that you believe America should be run, you want a majority. Why the fuck would you want to split?
It's not.
It's so fucking stupid.
I mean,
he's like, that would make it fair, and I was like, no, that would make nothing happen for 4 years.
I mean, I think like a high schooler would understand that that's how you get nothing done.
Yeah,
you know? Like, that is just canceling out everyone's attempt to do something. And I mean, I get that some stuff will get through on both sides, but it is minimizing the effect of everything. Yeah, you know, that either side is trying to get across.
Yeah,
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's just he knows where his bread's buttered now.
Yeah,
and he is now this anti-woke, you know, genius that people look up to and aspire to, because that's the conservative way. You know, you want to aspire to being this billionaire that you'll never be. But it's nice to have that guy on the you know, in the castle that you can look up at and go, wow, if I just work really hard, I can do that. Yeah, I can be that.
Well, and also he's like showing people like, oh, and I can also still troll people on Twitter too.
I mean, it's very much of like, I think he appeals to a lot of more out of touch millennials at this point.
Yeah,
because you know, we grew up with internet trolls and trolling and that being sort of the online culture of the time, and it just feels so out of date, you know, like out of touch with how we are as a society now.
Yeah, he speaks to people who are still catching up on meme comics from like 2016.
Sure, or things that bring a sync into Twitter HQ on the first day and saying "let it sink in" is the peak of comedy.
I mean, it's just even if it's like this anti-comedy thing, which some of his support. I know. It's not. It's clearly not.
Right.
He clearly thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all over his Twitter account. It was his profile picture for a while. Yeah. He clearly thought it was hilarious. Sure. But giving him the benefit of the doubt and saying maybe it's like this anti-comedy thing where it's like, dude, we understand, like, it's such a dad joke and that's the point. Okay, it was terrible.
Yeah,
it wasn't even funny for being like a anti-joke.
No,
like there's dad jokes that are just funny because like they're funny.
Sure.
It's just like this.
You know what I think the secret, I guess the secret anti-sauce is in this situation? He tries just that little bit too hard.
Yeah, yeah.
If he tried just a little less hard, it would be funny.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if he were to... Okay, I'm workshopping this for him, okay?
Okay.
So instead of doing that, he just goes to HQ and goes to the bathroom and takes a picture pointing at a sink.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, I'm the king of Twitter. Let that sink in, right?
Right.
You know, like, at least he didn't bring a actual sink to HQ. Like, that I think pushes it into the realm of cringe.
You could just kind of like do and then like move on. It doesn't have to actually. He didn't have to actually go to Home Depot. And get. It was a prop comic.
Yeah. Like
you're trying too hard.
In the worst way, you know, like not even clever about it.
No. And that's the problem is like, you know, talking about like trying too hard, like. If you didn't see him on Twitter, I mean, he is perpetually online.
Yeah.
And like, listen, I don't know his work rate. and I don't know how he gets the things done that he gets done, so I'm not going to comment on that. It is interesting to be the CEO of 3 different companies,
Yeah.
and yet he is just constantly looking at his phone. I don't do anything, and if I'm looking at my phone for too long, I miss things.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, I just don't know how he is. I don't know how he's functioning. Because he's not just tweeting a mile a minute. He's also responding to people.
Yeah.
And people have said this and made jokes about it, but it seems true. There is a high possibility that he is searching his own name and responding to just random strangers.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the whole mass blocking of accounts that impersonated him.
Right.
Which was one of the big issues.
Or outright banning.
Or outright banning.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about that last week.
The banning of parody accounts?
Yeah, I think that happened after we recorded.
That happened
right
between.
So we got to talk about that just a little bit.
Kathy Griffin, Sarah Silverman, right?
I don't know if Sarah Silverman got suspended. I know Ethan Klein got suspended.
Yeah, yep.
Although, whatever. I'm so sick of Ethan Klein.
I know. He was clearly trying to get banned, and he did.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, he put parody in his header, and he put parody in the. He did obey his rules, and then everyone was like, "No, you got to put parody in the fucking."
But he didn't, because that's what the Elon's account said specifically. You need to put it in your name.
Yeah.
So he didn't do that,
but then somebody else did do that, and he still got suspended.
Yeah.
And then people were like, "Well, you can't impersonate somebody with a verified account," and it's like. Yeah, man. What do you think everybody is doing? Why do you think everyone's doing this?
Well, and that's what makes it so funny that we've now like retroactively re-engineered the check mark with that quick like handful of hour attempt of Twitter to suddenly add those labels that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was the purpose of the blue check mark to begin with.
Yeah.
Of course, it became misinterpreted as this status symbol, but all you have to do is now, instead of it being this like approval thing, because it was being abused, the blue check marks were being abused. It was a thing where some people that if you're somebody that like isn't liked by the status quo, you're, I mean, I don't know. You're just somebody who got bad headlines recently, or you're just an all right, like all out asshole or something.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get a blue check mark,
right?
Even though you are established as who you're saying you are,
right?
Right. That, in my opinion, that should just all they have to do is just get rid of that, like sort of pick and choose thing. No, if Hitler were reincarnated today and came back to life. If he were on Twitter, which he would be...
Oh, you better believe it.
He gets a check mark.
Right.
Why? Because it's not condoning what that person does or says, or them as a person or personality. It's simply saying, this is who you're saying it is.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah,
That's all it should be. That's all it ever should have been.
Absolutely.
So... there has to be a certain... I think all they had to do is make it very clear what the metric is that makes somebody able to be verified.
Yeah.
Can we all be verified? Well, maybe. But I think it makes more sense to do that for, businesses, public personalities, people on the internet, news anchors, et cetera,
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I didn't even think about that until you brought that up. You're absolutely right. Not only did they stop accounts that they deemed not, I guess, they Twitter themselves looked at their check mark after a while as like a status symbol.
Yeah,
they did by first not giving it to people who. Like controversial figures,
sure, which
goes against the entire process,
right?
But also taking the blue check from people.
Yeah,
that is a weird thing to do, and that does illustrate that they viewed it as a status.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean though that now the answer or the solution is to charge everybody $8 a month and let everybody be verified. That's not the solution. The solution is to go back to the original idea of what it was supposed to be, like you were saying.
Right. What I think is happening is Elon took over and is immediately like, this business is failing, and I need to do whatever I can to start making a profit. And so he's thinking, I wouldn't put it past him that he's trying to appeal to a more conservative, libertarian, right-leaning audience that will pay for the check mark. Now, sort of as a status symbol, to be like, fuck the other side.
Right.
I don't care about, what you guys think about Elon and the check marks or whatever. So he's trying to promote it as power to the people. This is no longer something just for the liberal elites. This is now something for everyone. You just have to pay for it.
Yeah. How is that not a status symbol? How is that not elitism? How is that not classism?
Right. So I think he's hedging his bets on having, because he already has those people in his pocket. They already see him as this important figure. And I mean, mind you, he is an important. I'm not trying to take anything away from Elon and his bajillion dollars, but at the same time, these people seem to idolize him in a way that he knows that money's there. It's just waiting to be picked. So I think he's just trying to get as much money as he can immediately, and then moving forward, we'll see where things lie. But this is a get-rich-quick scheme for Twitter, without really thinking about improving the platform necessarily. I know he's saying that this money is going into, stopping the bots and all this stuff, monitoring hate speech. He recently tweeted about, one of his workers tweeted about how they've been monitoring hate speech, and they've noticed, there's been a rise in it. So they've
no way.
Yeah, but he said these are the amount of accounts that we've been able to delete, and we're reevaluating and such, all that stuff.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah. So we created a problem, and then we solved it.
They're not the money. Their money's not going to moderation and improving the infrastructure of the site. He's talking about, you can't in one breath say that this business is failing and I need to turn a profit, and then on the other hand say, listen, all we're going to do is funnel the money back into infrastructure of this thing. That's not profitable.
No. I mean, you have to assume that a large amount of that money is just going into people's pockets.
Yeah.
And mostly Elon.
They're trying to turn a profit, and that's
right.
Well,
and that's what Elon has said has been a major factor in firing so many people, was you don't need that many people to work at Twitter.
But do you though? Because after these layoffs, they immediately had to go back
and rehire people
and rehire a bunch of them because they didn't realize who they were firing.
Right.
And how important some of those people were. Yeah. So now they're going back and they're calling all these people and they're like, hey, sorry about that.
It's the way I see this is like, it's almost like Twitter's been restarted. It's suddenly now this fledgling app that is now just being kind of reborn into the world. Yeah. And they're trying to figure out in the back, because in the front end, things have relatively stayed the same. Not much has changed, at least from my feed. Yeah. But that's all set up to change with all these plans coming out. Yeah. I mean, Elon himself, let me pull up the actual tweet.
Yeah, my feed hasn't really changed either.
Yeah, I haven't noticed a change, but
tell you what. Elon Musk will not get a single solitary dime from me.
Yeah. Yeah, no. He said, please note that Twitter will do lots of dumb things in coming months. Yeah. We will keep what works and change what doesn't. So I think that was in direct response to, those labels that came out.
Yeah, it was. It was him directly responding to everybody going, hey, that was stupid.
Yeah, right.
That didn't make any sense. Right. And it was redundant and dumb.
Absolutely. And confusing. I think it was smart of him to try to respond immediately about that, because it did seem like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
You know? Especially without it being announced, without it being like this thing.
Well, yeah, I don't think. I mean, the way that he's doing things is what's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's the way that he's going. It just seems it's like, hey man, why don't you just fucking relax?
Yeah.
Twitter's been going. How long has been Twitter? Even 2008, 2009. Twitter's been a site.
Yeah, it's
you come in and then immediately just start doing all. You know, he's doing the most right now.
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
It's like, hey baby, relax.
Yeah.
Relax. You ain't got to do all this.
Yeah.
You know, no one's. Who's asking for some of these changes? That's the thing. Is like, who is asking for this shit? Nobody on Twitter is the whole us versus them thing with the check marks. That was he got in and let his fucking trolley fan base like trick him into thinking that was important.
Well, that has been a big conservative talking point, as like,
yeah, but they always say that shit. They always say that, but conveniently leave out that most of their important voices are also blue check marks. So what difference does it make? And it goes back to what you were saying before, which was, you know, the people that some of the people that they're fans of didn't get one because Twitter was like, oh, you don't deserve one,
or got kicked off the platform,
But that's different though. Kicking them off the platform and not verifying them does show a class. A hierarchy, rather. So yeah, I mean, I'm
bias, you know,
definitely a bias.
They're in San Francisco, or what they, you know, that's where they started, San Francisco. So,
listen. I am with you guys. The Elon trolls and stands. I'm with you on that, or I guess I should say I'm with you, right wing people. That if somebody that I thought was a prominent voice was on the platform but wasn't verified because they decided not to, I would be like, I mean, that's a clear bias.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
But again, the solution is not put this entire thing in the hands of one man who already has his hands full and then just let him run amok. He's like treating it like his playground. He's just doing whatever he wants. Like the official thing, it rolls out. They don't tell anybody. Then after everyone goes, this is fucking stupid, they just roll it back.
Yeah.
Then he goes on his page, and sure, he gets a little bit of credit for being, forthcoming with this stuff. But then the lady, I forgot her name, something Crawford, I think. She jumps back in and she tweets. She's like, "Listen, we're gonna roll it back out. We're just gonna do it in a better way." And it's like, okay,
right.
What is the point of all of this?
I don't know. I mean, bottom line is, if he owns the company, he can do whatever he wants with it. You know,
that's true.
I'm not trying to say he can't. Just probably saying he probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Speaking of which, something he probably also shouldn't do is putting in the entirety of Twitter behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Which has been apparently floated as an idea relatively recently.
I mean, if he does that, he is effectively killing Twitter. That's it. It's dead.
Yeah.
There's no way it survives if you put the whole site behind a paywall.
Yeah. I mean, in order to make that work, they would have to provide such an incredible service that, like,
theoretically, what could they even give people for a price?
That I don't know. Because there's nothing that, if you were to put it behind an $8 paywall, you know, and just say, like, everyone needs to pay that $8, I don't know what you could do.
It'd have to turn into like a streaming service. It would have to be. See, if you told me, if you said Twitter is behind an $8 paywall, but you now get to read, you know, the New York Times, Esquire, and all these. If I didn't have to pay to read all of those things, I still wouldn't do it.
Becomes like a news subscription or something.
I still wouldn't do it, but I could see that would be a good selling point. Like, hey, listen, we've worked with advertisers, we work with publications. You won't see any ads, and you will. It could be what Elon quote unquote wants it to is this bastion of apolitical free speech. So you go on there and you won't have to pay for any news articles because they're paying him. We're paying him.
Yeah. What I could imagine it being like the world's digital newsstand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have things from, right, left, right down the middle.
Yeah.
But you're paying for it because all of it is fact checked and verified. And if anything is not like backed up by some kind of fact, maybe you can like see where this differs from the truth.
Yeah, like, I don't know, an editorial.
Yeah.
Some kind of badge that says this is an op-ed.
Sure.
As opposed to news.
That's nice. That'd be
Can you
cool.
imagine?
Yeah, transparency like that? Crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, even in the most even in the best situation, I just can't imagine people. I mean, people would pay for it, like they're going to pay for Twitter Blue, but
Sure.
to put the whole site behind a paywall, I think you would get what you would be left with is just the people like 4chan, Redditors, just trolls.
Yeah.
He has 120 million followers on Twitter right now, and I think a lot of that is people just need to follow him to keep up with what he's
What's
doing.
going on, yeah.
But I mean, a good majority of that is people who are like legit fans of his. Oh, did you see that? Also, people are saying, and I don't take this with a grain of salt because there's no way to verify this really, but some people were saying that that they had blocked and muted him, and then they're seeing him on their timelines anyway, and then they went and checked, and they said that he was unblocked on their pages.
Wow.
And it was a lot of people. It wasn't just one account. It was a lot of people.
It's a new level of petty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that's for real? He would just go in on these random people's accounts and unblock himself.
You're gonna see me.
Oh, you're about to see this.
This
shit.
is my house.
Like that would be insane if that was proven true.
Yeah.
How petty, how childish.
Yeah.
Like, you are gonna see this, okay?
Yeah. Well, you saw the whole thing with AOC where she was complaining about her Twitter account like being on the fritz after she got into a scuffle with him.
Yeah. Again, I don't know.
Which he denies, mind you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. There's no way to know. There's no way to tell for real. There's no way to verify it. But I don't know. I mean, she showed a screenshot of her like not getting any notifications, even though I'm sure she gets 1 million a day.
Yeah. I'd hate to look at that.
Like,
the amount of stuff you get.
Oh,
yuck.
so much.
Yeah.
Just be inundated with people saying the meanest things to you. Oh my God.
And aggressive wieners.
Dude, I've said it. Yeah, right. Can you imagine how many dick pics she gets a day, an hour? I've said it before. Like, if any of this takes off in a real way, I'm handing this shit off to a fucking intern so fast. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
I don't want to look at it.
No.
I'm good.
Too much.
Yeah. So.
Well, anyway, I think we've spoken enough on Twitter.
Yeah. We're gonna go to Twitter and talk some more about it.
Talk about it. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how things go. It's day by day with Elon at the helm, apparently.
It really is.
So, we'll see.
Day to day.
Day to day.
Day to day. Day to day. All right. So, continuing with our sequel episode, Call of Booty.
Call her duty.
Call her duty. Their infamous battle royale, Warzone. One of the most successful battle royales so far.
Yet still infamous.
Yeah, it's still infamous. Infamous because of some of the things that they've done and what they continue to do and what they seem to be doing right now with Warzone 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go offline for like 12 days. This is according to Call of Duty. This is their own patch notes, their own little blog.
Yeah.
They're going offline for 12 days. When they come back online, the OG Warzone will now be Warzone Caldera, which is currently the map that the big battle royale map that you can play
Nice.
Excuse me.
Nice.
That's the hops, baby. That's the hops. It'll come back as called Warzone Caldera. And then there will be Warzone 2.0, which is going to go along with Modern Warfare 2. So this Battle Royale is this big... It's part of the game as far as, like, it is a sequel. It is a new thing. It's different. That is over there. This is over here. And with that in mind, there are some things that are going to stay over there and some things that might carry over, which is very confusing, by the way.
Yeah.
But basically, this is a new game. So your double XP tokens won't carry over. I'm going to get a little inside baseball here, but your double XP tokens won't carry over, which were things that you got as far as like the more you progress in the game, they would give you as rewards, and you could click it, and then for an X amount of time, you would get double XP, right? So a 30-minute token, literally, is 30 minutes of real
time. Yeah.
Not in-game time.
Doesn't matter if you're loading, doesn't mean if you're paused, doesn't mean if you just click it and then just hang out for a while.
Yeah.
The time begins. And
such bullshit.
And they don't have a timer on the game.
Nope. So it just does it, and then you're just
Right.
like, all right, well, I guess
Well,
I'll
this-
start a timer.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I saw people with a pro tip that you have to like use your Google Home to keep time for you.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why would they just put a little timer on?
Because they don't want you to know.
Of course they don't want you to know. They want you to keep using the tokens, keep playing the game. They want you fucking just locked in. It's so weird and gross.
Yeah, and buying Mountain Dew and Little Caesars or
Yeah, Little Caesars.
I was gonna say Hungry Howie's.
And always Doritos, fucking Mountain Dew. Little Caesars. Can you imagine?
Imagine the combo of having like a Mountain Dew and nacho cheese Doritos at the same time.
God. I even at my like gaming nerd peak, I never sat at a desk and drank soda and just like kept shoving my fat hand into a bag of chips and just and just never.
Hey, get your controller all dirty.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
It's fucking disgusting. It's like, calm down, okay? You don't need... Listen.
It's gamer fuel.
You don't need it, all right?
Yeah.
Mumountain Dew is so bad.
It's bad. It's really bad.
It's the worst soda.
I'll eat some Doritos, but Mountain
Not
Dew
Mountain
is
Dew.
too much.
No way.
Too
No.
much. Too much.
No. So, the fucking cheesy-fingered Mountain Dew drinking nerds, we're all going over to Warzone 2. If you want any of your cosmetics from Warzone 1, good fucking luck. You're not getting them.
Sorry.
But hey, you're getting a gift. You're getting a gift from Warzone 2.
An unspecified gift that I'm sure will be determined by how angry people are.
Yeah. And they said that they're doing this doo-doo.
Did you just say doo-doo?
I said doo-doo.
No.
A couple of factors. Apparently, player feedback, but also the instability of like bringing over those cosmetics and, you know,
Sure. I
blah,
guess. But it's not like
fucking blah.
It's not like it's going to a new like entire platform or something. You know, like
Yeah. No, it is such bullshit.
because you can still play on PS4, right?
You can play. Yeah, you can play well, actually, that's a
Warzone
good question.
2.0.
I think.
I'll do myself a Google search.
Yeah, do that.
Because otherwise, I don't see a reason why they couldn't do. They're not changing like the engine of the game,
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah, no, it sucks. It's ridiculous because I mean, I'm not a big. I don't usually pay for cosmetics. There was one that I paid for that I thought I had to. They brought in John McClane.
right?
They did the John McClane Rambo thing, and I had to buy the John McClane skin.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. He's walking around in a wife beater and slacks, no shoes, and a bag with all the guns in it.
Yeah,
It's and then he's saying lines from the movie.
yeah. It's
I mean,
great.
it's awesome.
great.
I had to get that one.
I mean, okay. Well, first of all, 2.0 will be available on PC, PS5, Series X, PS4, and Xbox One.
There you go.
So-
So it is last gen.
I get the feeling it has more to do with the licenses of those things, that they may not have the rights to it.
Well, don't offer them then. If we only get them for one game or for a limited amount of time, I don't
Yeah.
want that. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate temporary perks. I hate temporary cosmetics. It's
Yeah.
just so stupid.
It is. Well, the good news is if Warzone 2 falls on its face, which, given how a lot of online-centric games have debuted recently, it will. I think more people will be playing original Warzone, so you can use all your XP.
Yeah, but original Warzone sucks.
Okay. Yeah.
Caldera sucks. It's not a good map.
Yeah.
It's not a good map. I know there's some people out there who like it. I think the overwhelming majority either had to just deal with it or outright doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got this new map, which I've only seen from the beta streams that the streamers got to get to before the rest of us talk about classism and elitism.
Uh-huh.
And that map looked closer to Verdansk, which is more like a cityscape,
Yeah.
which is what everybody wanted them to go back to. Getting real inside baseball.
You
like
really
I
are,
said.
yeah.
All I'm saying
Very
is this. Warzone 1, the Battle Royale, is, ripe with issues. This whole thing is like... Overwatch, for instance. Overwatch 2 comes out, and they just shut down Overwatch 1. It's over with, which a lot of people were upset about. If they're two different versions of the game, then I think they both should be live, right? So I think it was a bad idea to shut down Overwatch 1. If you are telling me that Overwatch 2 is a completely different game, then how come I can't go back and play Overwatch 1? What if I don't want the new game? That sucks. So in that respect, it is cool that they're keeping Warzone 1 live. You are creating this like separation of church and state, but it kind of feels like a half measure, right? It feels like they're only separating some parts that they don't want to deal with and then bringing over other parts.
Yeah.
Right? No cosmetics or anything. No double XP tokens and all that stuff.
Right.
Still the same game, though.
Yeah. They're just, like, blocking it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Cordoning it off with the velvet ropes.
Yeah. And there's no way that they maintain the service for both of these games. They will shut down one eventually. They have to.
Yeah, yeah.
When's the last time
over
you've
time,
seen
yeah.
a... Why would I even want to continue playing Warzone 1? Like, obviously, if I couldn't afford Warzone, if I couldn't get Modern Warfare 2, if I couldn't afford the game, and I already had Warzone 1, whatever, it is free. But if I stayed on, like... But why? Why would I want to continue leveling up in a game that's like the last season?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's like playing an old 2K game or Madden game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's confusing. It's weird. It all feels really gross. It all feels like the players are getting taken advantage of. It feels like nowadays more and more this stuff that they do is just not, it's not for us. It's so that the thing can continue, but it just feels like it's not like going back to Overwatch. Like some of the stuff, it just doesn't feel like it was made for us. It was made to like keep the game alive, and like keep making money off of people. It doesn't feel like it. I don't know. From a consumer standpoint, I just feel like I'm not getting. It just feels like they don't give a shit. I mean, they never probably did. I mean, that's the whole...
Well, they want your money, first and foremost. So, but, the thing is, I'm sure that it's going to ebb and flow like any online game does because it's always a balancing act, right? It's how much money you can squeeze out of your consumer base while also not pushing people away because you need people on your platform playing the game. So if you push people too far, they're going to go, okay, I'm bouncing off of this and going on to something that's more consumer friendly.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that they'll sweeten the pot here and there, but at the end of the day, you got to understand they're out for your money.
Yeah.
So only spend what you're comfortable spending.
Yeah.
And realize they can remove that game from the platform at any time they want to. You don't truly own anything.
That's the craziest part.
Especially with games that are online.
Yeah.
And even not.
Yeah.
Everything's digital. I heard that the new God of War game, even if you buy it on disc, there's like nothing on it. it's just a download essentially.
Yeah.
Like it's a key to open up a download. So like,
what a weird thing to do for a single player narrative driven.
it's becoming more and more pointless to buy physical media, and it pains me to say that.
Yeah, I mean, well, for them, yeah, that's how
Yeah.
they're that's how they're setting it up.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just so frustrating, man. So
Sucks.
frustrating. It's like a game like that. All right, so now like I have to deal with server instability because you want to keep the thing online only,
Yeah.
so that I can't actually own it.
Yeah. Well, and
So now I'm like at the behest of what like the work that you guys are putting in.
the future of whatever you guys do with the game, like, and that's going to be a big detriment in the future to kind of like cataloging these things and like having a history of video games, because they're all going to be digital, and unless they're kept somewhere safely, like the OG files for these things,
Yeah.
there's going to be no like tactile physical history in a way that like you can have a book from the 1700s, you know,
Right.
like it just won't exist anymore if suddenly those files get deleted,
Yeah.
you know. So it's a little scary. I mean,
Yeah. No, dude, if I pay $70-something and then some jerk off can like DDoS the company and
Sure.
then like my game gets shut down and I can't play it anymore, I mean, I fucking riot.
it sucks.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's always been my argument to why I prefer physical media is because it's like, well, they can't take that away from you.
Yeah.
But they can now, you know, more and more, especially in the video game platform. It's becoming like a magic show where it's like, yeah, you can get your box and sure have a disc, why not?
Yeah.
But it's really just it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing but box art. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, when you get the Horizon package, the
bundle.
PlayStation bundle, thank you. It's just a little sheet of paper with a download
Yeah.
code.
Yeah. Of course.
And it's just like, ugh,
Right.
this is gross.
Yeah.
You used to get a PlayStation, and it came with a disc, and it was a demo disc, and it had like 12 games on it.
Yeah.
That you could play like the first 2 levels of.
Play Cool Borders.
Dude, I mean, you could play. I remember Tekken was on one of them. And it was like Tekken 2.
Yeah.
Crash
was
Crash
on one.
Bandicoot was on one. I mean, like games.
That's the first time I played Metal Gear Solid. Was on a demo disc.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's bring back the demo disc.
Please. Brave Fencer Musashi as well.
I don't know what that is.
It's a cool game. Yeah. PS1 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Bring back the demo disc. Also, I don't know how the technology works, but bringing back the black disc would be dope as fuck too.
That would be cool.
You know,
Yeah.
bring it all back.
Yeah.
Stop doing this stuff. Stop taking advantage of us. Especially in this economy.
In this economy.
In this economy, I can't even get a physical copy of my game.
I can't even get a physical.
Can't even get a physical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the way of the world, man.
it's hard out here for a pimp.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I know what we're gonna do.
What's that?
Well, first, we're not gonna review these beers
Okay.
because
Yet.
not yet.
We will, but not now.
The only what we have to do first is our cheers of the week. You don't have any beer in your glass. So I'm gonna need you to rectify. All right. Rectify that situation. Need you to exercise the demons.
It's right outside your door now. Rectify. Just a little too much head. It's about 50% too much head. All right.
All right.
So my cheers of the week is going to the Quarry. Speaking of video games, I saw the Quarry was on sale recently. I sent you the link. I saw you didn't respond to it.
I didn't get it.
That's fine. It's okay. Because we have physical media, I can share it with you. You see? That is the one thing.
There you go,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, the Quarry. I am only a handful of hours into it, but thus far, it has been a very exciting trip. It is a game for PS5, made by Supermassive Games, who you may know from what was it called? Until Dawn. Until Dawn, the game on PS4. The Quarry, though, I think it's not just on PlayStation platforms, so you can, I think, play it on PC.
PC?
It's on everything, actually. It's on Xbox as well. So that's cool.
Well, lucky them.
Yeah. If you don't know about Supermassive games, they are basically choose your own adventure games. A level more interactive than the Walking Dead game and stuff, like those games where it's literally just like choose your dialogue.
Yeah.
You walk around a bit more. There's more stuff. There's like collectibles and like ways to kind of flesh out the game a bit more. But it is like one of the best looking games I've played so far on PS5. Great motion capture, facial capture. I mean, sometimes it's a little wonky, but like it's just cool that they use specifically, like, you know, I'd say B-list actors.
Yeah.
That, you know, no disrespect, but you know, B-list actors, but actors nonetheless that you'll recognize.
Yeah, I mean,
including Ted Raimi.
Ted Raimi.
Ted Raimi's in the game. Yeah,
nice.
It's pretty cool. It is a horror game. If you're not familiar, you know, it's I would say so far a loving homage to a lot of horror tropes, and it has a little bit of like a 80s horror feel, but is also set like in current day. So it's kind of a bit of a mashup. But so far it's been really fun, really cool, a little scary,
A little scary.
a little spooky.
A little spooky.
But a lot of fun. And actually they know how much fun these games are to play with a group of people. So they have options that you can play literally with people like sitting on your couch with you, or you can play online with your friends and sort of virtually pass the controller to somebody else to make other decisions for different characters. Lots of branching paths. You know, characters can die, characters can survive, relationships can die, relationships can survive. You know, like it's a very big, wide open narrative that I always find really cool and interesting, how they can kind of make any way that the game works out for you feel like it was supposed to be that way. So yeah, The Quarry, check it out. It was on sale recently for only like $20, so I think it's well worth that money.
All right. The Quarry, check it out. My cheers of the week is going to Star Wars Andor.
Star Wars.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. It is... So far, there's 2 episodes left as of this recording. And so far, Andor is the best Star Wars product that Disney Plus has made. It's better than the first season of the Mando, which I love.
Yeah.
Love Mando. Okay? Love it. It's better than you know, the Obi-Wan show. It's the best thing that they've done so far. It's the best written, best acted. The themes are more mature. They're showing this guy Tony Gilroy, I think, is the director / I want to say creator, but mind behind this.
Yeah.
And he's showing what you can do with a product that is rooted in this thing that everybody knows and loves, but the show is based in a universe. Mm-hmm. There's so much potential to do anything that you want. Anything. Your options are limitless.
Yeah.
When you have an entire universe to explore. And for some reason, they just keep going back to the Skywalkers and Tatooine, and all these familiar characters. Well, I mean, not for some reason. I understand it's nostalgia and it's built in. Yeah,
the reason's money.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Familiarity.
And also, I mean, to your point, Andor is not as successful as some of these other shows.
Yeah.
The viewership is down, and that is a fucking crime.
Yeah.
Because it's so good. These past 3 episodes have been top-notch prestige TV.
Yeah.
Not just good for Star Wars or good for Disney Plus. Good television, period, full stop.
Yeah.
It's an incredible show so far.
Okay.
So 2 more episodes, I think. I think there's 12 episodes. They've already signed on for a second season.
Good.
And I think that it's only going to be 2 seasons, and the second season will lead into Rogue One. But I think that's all you need, honestly, because where it's set and how they're already... We don't need, his childhood and all this shit.
Sure.
We just, we're good. This is a nice building place to get where we're going.
I always find it comforting, and I'm more comfortable getting into shows that have an ending in mind.
Right.
Right. A start and a finish.
Yeah.
Fill in where you want in between those things. But, I mean, we just saw it with, what was it?
Better Call Saul?
No. I'm talking about on HBO.
It's a show on HBO.
Westworld.
Oh.
Critically acclaimed
excuse me.
Show that is now just suddenly canceled. There's no conclusion to it now, and people have been led on this fantastical mystery, and suddenly it's like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Good luck. Imagine being a diehard from the beginning, and cause, I saw the first couple of seasons. I liked it a lot, but I couldn't imagine continuing to watch and then being excited about the next season, and suddenly they're like, well, it ain't coming. So
yeah. It's crazy, man. The shows like Westworld, Altered Carbon, they'll continue to sing the praises. And all these other shows that get canceled after 3 or 4 seasons. And fucking The Walking Dead. Like a zombie.
Yeah. Shambles on. Incredible.
It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. 7 seasons in a movie.
Yeah. I think it was actually HBO too. Canceled Raised by Wolves. That apparently a lot of people like. That was a sleeper, apparently really good show.
You can't have any sleeper hits anymore. Or sleeper quality, call it a hit, but
well, yeah, exactly. That's why I said a sleeper, really good show.
Sleeper, really good show.
It wasn't a hit.
You can't have those anymore.
Yeah,
it can't be a sleeper.
Which sucks because you have to wonder how many of these shows would have ended up being, their own Breaking Bads.
Right. If the studios had just given them a little bit more time.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, look at The Wire. The Wire was never a successful show in terms of viewership.
Sure.
And yet it's considered one of the greatest TV shows ever made. And its longevity and its legacy lives on because of how good the show was, and because it was allotted the time to have a proper ending.
Yeah.
David Simon got to tell the story he wanted to tell over 5 seasons.
Yeah.
You don't let these shows flourish and then you look back and go, man, we can't make a good show. And it's like, well, you're not giving these time. TV shows need time to get going.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had canceled Parks and Rec after season 1. Season 1's dog shit. It sucks. It's just not. It's not a good show. You watch it and you're just like, this is the show that everybody's talking about.
Sure.
Same thing with The Office.
I was gonna say, yeah.
The first 2 seasons are not that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you go back and watch the first season of Seinfeld, and you're like, this show sucks.
Yeah.
This show's boring, dude.
So it's so weird because that's so true of so many sitcoms, especially.
Yeah.
It's it takes a while for those characters to get their footing and really characterize in a way that gels with everyone.
Yeah.
And
you got to let them have that time.
Yeah.
You go after 2 seasons and go, it ain't working. It's like, well, relax.
Yeah. I mean, again, as long as there's something there,
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, yeah, you got to get past the first 15 episodes, and then, it really starts to pick up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes, there's mysteries and there's things that are there's seeds planted that you need to give a little bit of space, a little bit of love, a little bit of time, maybe give a little water, a little sunshine, and they blossom into these incredible. Better Call Saul, especially.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people all the time. I'm on the streets,
barking,
proclaiming this from my my Apple stand. Better Call Saul starts off slow, just like Breaking Bad did.
Yep.
But becomes, I mean, right up there with Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And it's its own unique thing that isn't stuck to the legacy of Breaking Bad, but only enhances it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible work.
Yeah. So message to all the TV execs
listening right now.
Listening to this episode. Give shows time to flourish.
Time.
They deserve it.
Give us some time.
All right.
Just needs a little time.
Let's get the freak out of here, right, buddy?
Yep.
All right. Well, we can't leave before we review these beers. You know that. You know that.
Yep.
I know that.
Yep.
So let's do it. This is from the Allagash Brewing. It's their Haunted House Hoppy Dark Ale. Obi, what'd you think?
It's really good.
It's really good.
It's very good.
It's very good.
Yeah, I mean, it hits those. Like, the first thing I think of when I drink it is malty coffee.
Yeah.
You know? Is slight chocolatey,
Malty coffee.
stinky coffee kind of
coffee.
notes. And I like that a lot. I like it a lot. It's also very easy drinking. It looks like it would be heavy and hefty because it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's still very drinkable, you know, tasty, but not over the top. For all those reasons, I'm going to give it a strong 5.
Strong 5.
Out of 6 bottle caps.
I'm going to give it a 5.5. I think this is a fantastic beer. Like I said, I drank the shit out of it at Red Light. I think it's endlessly drinkable. I think that it is, nice malt balance. There's a slight sweetness to it, but it's not overbearing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice hop level. I think it's perfectly balanced on that.
It's a key word.
I give it a 6.
I was stepping on that. But the only thing is that kept me from giving it the full 6, as I have to say. We also gave the Belgian, the white, the Allagash white, a 5 out of 5, unanimous.
Yeah.
And the River Trip, 4, unanimous. I do think I slightly prefer the white over this.
Okay. See, all right, that makes sense because I slightly prefer this over the white, so I'll keep it at a 5.5. Because that was a 5 for the white.
Yeah.
And I slightly prefer this over the white, so I'll keep it at a 5.5.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's I think it's really good. I think that they should rebrand this and have it year round.
Yeah. I mean, it is I like the spookiness of it, but at the same time, yeah, I would have this all year round.
Yeah. Because there's the Allagash white. I was thinking Allagash dark or Allagash black.
Yeah. I could see that.
Because I truly think that they've got something more here than just
a seasonal treat.
Yeah.
Talk to the rep.
I'll let her know.
Okay.
Let her.
Tell her to kick that up the chain.
Yeah. Go up the chain and let them know. This random bartender, he might be onto something. All right. You think we got it, my friend?
I know we got it.
Well, if Obi thinks we got it, then this motherfucker's over. This has been the One Beer In podcast. For myself, Marco Dupa. For Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer and have yourself a beautiful evening.
We love you.